Alright, y'all. I'm not here to take nobody's fucking side as far as I'm concerned. This whole situation is dumb. It should have never happened. Period. And everything I'm about to say is my opinion. My opinion. Don't feel like arguing with nobody. So, look, in this situation, in my opinion, the way I view it, I think that Monique was wrong. That is my opinion. Now, I am not saying that Candace did not have her own fault in the situation, but I think in general, I think it was Monique's fault. And the only reason I say that is because I've heard a lot of people say that, Candace like was egging her on or whatever and getting all in her face or whatever the case may be. But here's the thing, my opinion. Number one, this is not the first time that girls have even gotten into arguments and all up in each other's faces. Like, I'm not trying to say that that is the correct thing to do, but this is not the first time that that has happened. Um, Number two, yes, Candace was yelling, but so was Monique. And I paused it. What in the beginning, what Candace said was Candace said, um, no, Monique said, "Get your hand out of my face," and Candace said to her, "But are you going to get yours out of mine?" It wasn't because the way that I look at it, it wasn't a one person thing. Both of them had their hands and was going like this. Yes, Candace was doing a whole lot more as far as this is concerned, but I don't think that it was like an intentional thing, like, oh, I'm trying to threaten you. Like, y'all know Candace ain't going about, Candace is not about to do anything to nobody. But again, the reason why to me Monique is ultimately wrong is because you flipped that girl's hair two or three times, and that's when she reached across the table. Because you can be all da 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 da, but don't touch me. And to me, that's where Monique, you went wrong, because you did technically touch her first. You flipping her hair like that. If you want to talk about somebody threatening you or whatever, or you feeling threatened, number one, you should have walked away, because you're a grown-ass woman with kids. You should have walked away. But outside of that, let's say that you feel like Candace was antagonizing you. You antagonized her even further by you putting your hands on her. And I don't care what nobody say, oh, she just flipped her hair. You touch me, period, while we're arguing, we can be all up in each other's face. But you touch me, it's going to be a wrap. And that's what happened. She flipped Candace's hair 2 to 3 times, and that's when Candace reached across the table and they started fighting. um So Monique ended up having, she had Candace here. You want to know what it reminded me of? Remember on Love and Hip Hop LA when Monique was sitting? Oh, actually, that's funny. When Monique, which is Fizz's baby mama, stay away from them Monique. They insane. They can fight. When Monique went to go meet Fizz's first girlfriend on the very first season, and they were sitting across the table, and she said, like, call me crazy again, or call me crazy again, either crazy or a bitch. And she did, and she just sat up and she and grabbed that bitch from across the table and just held her like that. That's what that scene reminded me of. The Monique's just going across the table, grabbing hair and not letting the fuck go. Candace, Monique was able to get like a hit in, on her head or whatever, and Candace was able to like take a glass and kind of like throw it or whatever, which is what ended up busting Monique in her lip, and she was bleeding. But anyway, after they got Monique ended up letting her hair go, they take her to the back or whatever, and she's just pretty much saying like, she pretty much is running her mouth. She said drag me, she said drag me, so that's what it is that I did. I do want to say to people that I don't agree with the whole notion of, oh, she said drag me, so she got dragged. I mean, how old are we? Like, I'm this is just the way that I look at it. How old are we? Like, how old are we? Are we 15, 16 now? That because somebody is saying something, that means that we now have to do it? We're grown ass women. Okay, so what? She said drag me. I mean, in reality, she did get dragged, so be careful what you ask for. But just because she said that to her, that doesn't mean, okay, now go ahead, Monique, go off and drag her. Like, y'all grown ass women. Ain't nobody 15, 16 years old. Like, and to me, that's what it gets down to. I don't agree with the whole hood rat comment or whatever, even though it was hood radish behavior. Not the fact that she fought her, but how she acted afterwards, which is running outside and trying to run around and trying to get her. That is some love and hip hop type shit. Absolutely. But I don't agree with the word hood rat. It was unbecoming of you as a woman. It was unladylike. You got kids, Monique. Like, that's what it is at the end of the day. I understand. I'm not trying to say that because you have kids, you cannot do that. What I'm saying is that you have to be cognizant of the things that your kids will see. Like, shout out to Giving You the World, he said, I could not imagine seeing my mom run across, being on screen, acting a monkey plum ass fucking fool over some words. Over some words. Absolutely not. Absolutely the fuck not. And at the end of the day, I agree with what's been said. Monique has been looking for a reason to put her hands on Candace, as far as I'm concerned. She does not like her. She don't fuck with her, and she been waiting and looking for a reason to put her hands on her. Period. And you felt like this was your point. That's fine, but now you got to deal with all of the consequences that come with that, and that's from public perception to whatever deals you may lose, whatever partnerships you may lose, whatever comes with that. You want it to be all big and tough, right? This is my thing about it. One thing I do kind of respect about her, at least it's shown on the show, but off the show, it doesn't seem like it. Like, on the show, it seems like she's standing 10 toes down on what she did, which is a good thing and a bad thing. But off the show, it seems like you running around, you trying to cop please. Like, if you put your hands on her, right? So it just is what it is. There's no point of running around and trying to do this little cleanup tour that you're doing in the media. It is what it is. You got to sit in what the fuck it is that you did, especially if you're not going to apologize for it. So, anyway. So, like I said, they end up getting Monique together, and she gets her stuff and she leaves. And Giselle and Robin, they over there running their mouth. Oh my gosh, Monique, she's insane, she's crazy, da 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 da, whatever. So next day, we swapping on to everybody, and nobody pretty much is on Monique's side. Karen is the only one who says that she's in the middle. She don't blame this person more than the other. She feel like they both antagonized each other. Again, I do agree to a degree that Candace somewhat antagonized Monique, but at the end of the day, Monique made that final decision to cross that line and put her hands on her. And that's, to me, where Monique is wrong. And again, like I said, I feel like Monique is wrong with how she handled this whole situation with Candace. She has had a stick up her ass as far as Candace is concerned for the longest. And so anytime that she can find a reason to go after her this season, she has. So that plays into it as well. One thing I want to touch on real fast is Wendy saying something about how, we're black women, and the whole conversation, I'm pretty sure it's going to come next week too, about us being black women and fighting. Okay, here's the thing. Should anybody be fighting, period, in a perfect world? Absolutely not. You need to be able to talk, use your words or whatever, speak it out. Everybody needs to keep their hands to themselves. But I am tired of I'm tired of everybody saying that black women need to be the one that stop fighting when it's not just us. Everybody fucking fights on reality TV. And specifically when it comes to Real Housewives, I'm tired of that. Because as we have said that how many times, Teresa Giudice, what is it, Giudice, whatever the fuck her last name is, she has flipped over I don't know how many tables. The first 2 seasons of the Real Housewives of New Jersey, it's nothing but fights. It's just fights left and right. Fights at the baby shower, fights here, fights there, Teresa flipping shit over. But it's literally always a fight. And nothing is ever said to the white whores about how they need to conduct themselves. Sonia Morgan, I know this is not fighting, but Sonia Morgan is a whole alcoholic on national TV constantly, but nobody has anything to say about how she's making white women look bad and how she's making older white women look bad. It's always us that we have to represent the entire fucking race. No, guess what? Should she have done it? No. But just because she's a black woman, it don't make her any less or whatever the case may be. Because at the end of the day, y'all playing that respectability politics bullshit. And as anybody knows who lives in America, okay, and I'm sorry to have to go there, but the fact that Wendy is African, I'm pretty sure that definitely fucking plays into it, because I know a whole lot of Africans definitely look down on African Americans and how we act. But at the end of the day, what she's talking about is respectability politics. That, if we act a certain way, then people will treat us a certain way. Clearly, if nothing has been shown over the past couple fucking years or 100 years, it doesn't matter how we act. It doesn't matter. They still gonna call us ghetto. They still gonna call us Negroes. They gonna call us all that. So it doesn't freaking matter at the end of the day. So that part, I don't fucking agree with. We shoot over to Candace, and Candace Oh, when they both leave or whatever, and they're in a car, and Candace calls her Chris. Chris is just like, "Are you okay? How's everything going?" Well, that's unfortunate. When Monique called Chris, like somebody said, didn't give a fuck about how she was doing physically. He said that shit's embarrassing, which it was. Okay, but anyway, like I said, we go to the next day. Candace, is talking to Chris. She did bring up a good point. She was like, I apologized to Monique multiple times. Like, anytime she had a problem, I apologized. So I don't understand where the issue is. Well, the issue is, we all know what the issue is. The issue is at the crux of it. It's the root, the whole thing about Sharice. But my problem with that is that, Monique, if you really had that much of an issue with it, you should have pulled Candace to the side whenever it is that you had a moment to talk to her about that situation, versus you keep letting it fester. And you sat at that table and you accepted her apology, but then you were still upset about it. So if you really felt some type of way and that's your friend, you should have pulled her to the side, especially like when y'all was right there at the lake house. That was the opportunity for you to pull her to the side and have that conversation about how you felt, but you didn't. You decided to be a bitch that entire time that y'all was on vacation. That y'all was at the lake house. So to me, it feels like, in my opinion, it doesn't feel like, Monique, you wanted to resolve the issue. Now, I can't speak for Candace, but it doesn't seem like to me like, Monique, you wanted to try to like come to some type of resolve. And I stand by what I said, which is, but you was not sleeping. You was not sleeping when she walked out the house. You just didn't want to talk to her. It is what it is. But like I said, but Candace does have to take some responsibility in how she handled that situation in that moment. Like you did the last two times, you could have just walked away. But I understand why she didn't, because it's like, well, bitch, it's only but so many times. Y'all keep talking about Monique. It's only so much that she can take. How many times am I supposed to keep being a bigger person and walking away when it's obvious that somebody keeps coming for me? So you got to look at it from Candace's perspective too, in that type of situation. Regardless, I say they both wrong, but like I said, Candace was not 110% innocent or anything. You definitely was barking up and was doing a lot too. You were. Period. So then we switch over to Monique. And Monique is talking to Chris about it, and Chris is again just like, it's embarrassing at the end of the day. Like, I can understand, and everything that Chris said, I'm sorry, I agree with. Like, y'all grown ass fucking women, and y'all can't even sit down and talk like without shit getting physical. And the problem in this scene, where this scene made Monique look really bad, because there was no type of remorse, even for her saying like, you want to know what, I probably shouldn't have really took it that far, I probably did too much. She just, and again, I respect it to a degree, because she was standing 10 toes down on what she did, and I can always respect somebody for that. But at the same time, you do have to, like I said, like Candace, you have to take accountability, and it doesn't seem like Monique was trying to take it, none at all. She said, I don't give a fuck how I look, I don't care about none of that, it is what it is. And she said, what did she say here? I'll get to Karen and Ray because I skipped them, but I'll get to them in a second. But she said that she doesn't care because she runs her mouth too much, talking about Candace. And normally I would say yes. However, we are on a reality TV show. And I did understand when she was like, this is not a reality TV show, mama, like this is real life. But it's real life, but it's also a reality TV show at the same time. You said that she runs her mouth too much. That's the whole point of a reality TV show. Y'all supposed to run your mouth back and forth. That's where y'all fights is running your mouth back and forth, not physically putting your hands on each other. And again, if you can't handle the shit that she's saying, you should have took the time to pull her to the side and explain to her what your issue was with Sharice and why you was hurt so much. Or you should have just stayed in your lane and just not talked to her altogether. It literally is just that simple. Again, if we're gonna use that excuse as people running their mouth too much, then all of y'all will be fighting all the fucking time. That's the whole point of Real Housewives. Y'all run your mouth. That's the whole point. Y'all all run your mouth. And it's kind of the same thing that it gives me on like the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, because one thing that I've seen multiple people say, which is true, is Monique, you don't have that same energy for like Giselle, who pretty much started all of this shit. You don't have the same energy for Robin. Where's the same energy being put across the board for everybody else? Because it's not just Candace. And I understand that was supposed to be your friend, but again, if that's your friend so much, why you didn't pull her to the side and talk to her at the lake? Why was you being petty? Period. So again, in that situation, Monique, even in that scene, you looked bad, because you should have at least took accountability in the fact that you shouldn't have did that, and that you was wrong in that point, that you let your emotions get the better of you. And you didn't want to admit that. You look the damn fool. You sitting there doing your baby's hair. Beautiful fucking baby. Now that baby grow up in a couple fucking years and see the mama, they mama on fucking screen acting a damn fool. You gotta explain that. And just because it might look one way to you, that don't mean that it's gonna look the same way to them. They might look at it the same way that we do, which is, why is my mama doing the absolute most? And even if that was the point, why are you on TV doing it? You my mama. Get some fucking clues about yourself. Get some clues about yourself, bitch. So anyway, so Karen and Ray. Karen pretty much, Ray's problem with Karen is the fact that she work. That's pretty much what it is. He used to Karen not working and him being the one to pay all the bills. So all she had time to do, I'm pretty sure in the past, was take care of the kids and take care of him. But because of that, no. So like I said, his birthday, she ended up making him a little nice little dinner or whatever. Then we got Giselle. Giselle tells her damn daddy about Jamal. Her daddy never even came to her wedding because Jamal Bryant ain't shit. That's that. Ashley is talking to Michael, and again, he says that the reason why he pretty much stepped out on her is because, you know, after the baby, they wasn't really having sex. And again, like she said, where the fuck is your discipline? My body just went through a whole major situation, but you're worried about sex. Keep your penis in your pants. But my good sis Ashley, she asked for a post-nuptial, which he said he will absolutely look at. That's, get the bags. Ooh, you get the bag and tumble it. I get the bag and flip it and tumble it straight up the block. Go ahead, Ashley, get your bag, because I know that's right. You better set yourself up for the right thing. And then Ray, you know, and Karen, they have their little therapy session, whatever, with her friend or whatever. And, you know, they're talking about pretty much, you know, how they've been together, you know, such a long time. And again, Ray feels like he doesn't really have a quote-unquote housewife anymore. That's at least the way I interpret it. And Karen feels like Ray does not date her anymore. And I would like to say this, it's very important. Y'all all know I've been in a relationship for a long time. That is something very important, because what that woman said is true. You could like have love for each other and do all of this stuff, but after a while it really could be like the Chargers roommates who love each other living in the same crib. You have to wine and dine each other. You have to, because being together for a long time, there will be times where that spark goes out every now and again, but you gotta try to like keep that spark back up, or try to make it spark up again for you guys to have that connection, because otherwise it will turn into some roommate shit. Like, yeah, I love you, but that's why he said, I don't think that I'm in love with you. I love you because we've been together a long time, we have kids, we've built this life, but as far as in love romantically, I'm not that. And that really hurt her feelings, and I felt bad for her, because that, if he said that to me, I don't even know. That would crush everything inside of me. Lord knows. And especially because you can tell, like she said, Karen was like, everybody knows that I'm in love with you. That's a fact. Karen lives for it. So that's unfortunate. Then finally we have Giselle. She's going to the restaurant that Jamal got for her daughters, which of course they're not gonna see the benefit in that now, but it's a good thing. Go out or whatever, the daddy there. It pretty much ends with the daddy was like, oh, I gotta go to the bathroom, right? After he talked to Jamal and Giselle. Man, this man leave. He go up to the producers. He was like, take this mic off of me now. Take it off of me now. I'm not about to sit up here and deal with this nonsense. He got 6 or 7 baby mamas, and this is what you want to do? And this is what you want to do? I will not take part in this. So he took off the mic. I did hear you know, that this storyline for Giselle was fake as far as Jamal is concerned. I mean, that's sad that you would bring your damn daddy into some fake shit like that, but I hope it is fake, only because, girl, you really gonna get back with Jamal? And my question is, who is still following Jamal Bryant in his teachings with the way that he acts? That's what confuses me. My mom says she don't listen to him because he's like way too, like, I don't know, he do too much. But my whole question is, why is anybody following him when look at his indiscretions, multiple indiscretions? I don't know, y'all. But again, I ended with saying what I said, which is that I do agree that both Candace and Monique both had a hand in this situation, but I think ultimately it was Monique's fault, because Monique crossed the line when she touched her. I don't give a fuck that it was her hair. You touched her. hands in face or whatever, bitch. As long as you don't put your hands on me, I don't care. You touched her first, Monique, and not only did you touch her first, but let's be real, you've been waiting to put your hands on this girl. You've been had a problem with her. When in our reality, if you really wanted to end it, you could have ended it at the lake house, and you chose not to. That's that. I said what I said. I'm all back.